This is not a year that you chase applause. It's not a year that you rush results. And it's not a year that you have to prove anything to anyone. This will be the year that you build a solid foundation, a foundation that won't fall, a structure so sturdy that you'll be able to carry on growing even after the years come to an end. This is the year that you find your identity and finally reach the goals that you've written down and stuck to your vision boards. How do you do that, you ask? Many people have made vision boards, habit trackers, and even have asked people to keep them accountable. Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But if you can't trust the foundation these things lay on, it all comes crumbling down. Honestly, it's so important to have a strong foundation. And it's not even just fancy terminology, but it's actually biblical. In the Bible, there's a parable that Jesus speaks to his disciples about a foolish and wise builder. This can be found in Matthew chapter 7, verses 24 to 27, and it reads, "Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on the house, and it fell. And great was its fall." Honestly, wow. I know there might not be some Christians watching, but I can't even lie. The Bible is such a book of wisdom. Like, honestly, when I'm struggling, this is what I turn to, because if that's not a sign to fix up, I don't even know what is. But honestly, that just shows that your foundation needs to be strong. If your foundation isn't strong, if it's built on sand, it's going to crumble, it's going to melt. But if it's built on a rock, it's going to stand strong. It's going to be structurally strong. For me, 2025 was a year where I finally started to build a foundation. Before, I was just I had all these ideas and I never knew what to do with them. I never knew where to put my time into. I never knew where to go. But 2025 was a year where I actually finally started to do that. Because if there was no foundation, it would all come crumbling down. For me, 2025 was like a test run. But now it's time for the real thing. We're in 2026. And there's no more time for test runs. It's time for the real deal. So what can you do to make sure you have a solid foundation, just like the wise builder? One of the most important things I'll say is take no shortcuts. Honestly, you're going to have to do it the long way. You're going to have to make sure you're spending them long hours. If you want to achieve all the things that you have written down, all the things that you have planned, you're going to have to show up. You're going to have to show up even when no one's watching. You're going to have to put in that extra time even when no one's there. Even if it's an extra rep, the extra lap, or that extra hour just spending time working on something that's important to you. That's what it's going to have to take. Consistency, consistency, consistency. That is what you're going to have to do. And the maddest thing is, one word I would use to describe consistency and being consistent is repetition. Trying to change bad habits ain't going to come after one day. That's impossible. Like, today is January the 1st. There's no way that the goals you have, the habits you're trying to achieve, you're not going to magically just be able to just do them. As soon as the clock turned 12 today, there was no way all your things were just going to come like that. It's impossible. It takes time to build good habits, because when we think about it, bad habits that you have right now, they didn't just come overnight. There were things that you did every single day that then became bad habits. So, for example, doom scrolling, procrastinating. These are all things that are not good. All a type of habit, but they're negative habits. They're things that we shouldn't be doing. But just like you can make bad habits by accident, you can also make good habits by following a plan and making sure that you stick to it. Because the crazy thing is, you might want to adopt a habit. You might want to have a new habit this year or reach a new goal this year. But the crazy thing is, once you do it over, let's say, 30 days to 60 days, that's when that habit actually becomes something that you don't even have to think about. It's something that you won't even have to tick off every day, because it was something that you naturally do and you won't even need a habit tracker to do it. But to start off, you might need a habit tracker. So it's always good to have a habit tracker. But like I said before, building that structure, building that good, strong structure, doesn't just come from having a habit tracker. It comes from putting that work in. It comes from knowing what you actually want to work on, not just getting an idea and saying, oh, this person's doing this, I want to do that. No, this has to be personal. This has to be something that you are actually genuinely wanting to achieve. Because if you don't want to achieve it, I'm telling you, that habit isn't going to last long. It's important that you write it down and you make it known. To write it down means to plan. I know I'm not saying that you need to have a perfect plan, a plan that you're going to follow to a T. But I'm saying that it needs to be a realistic, achievable plan that is actually something that you can achieve. Because say you wanted to, I don't know, make 100K this year, be consistent with the gym this year. These are all things that are going to need plans. They're going to need things that you can look to for guidance. In the Bible, in Habakkuk chapter 2, verses 2, it says, write the vision down and make it plain. Get them ideas written down on paper. I'm telling you, it'll help you so much. It's good having ideas in your mind, but when them ideas are written down on paper, it becomes more than a thought. And I think that's the scariest bit because it actually becomes real. It becomes more than something that you thought on or a dream. It actually becomes something that is a goal that you can reach. You never know what this idea or thought fully looked into, planned, researched. Honestly, you never know where that can lead you down. And it might even be something that you've never even thought of. It might even be something that is completely out of your comfort zone, something that you completely do not even do in your field of work. It might be something completely different in your field of work. It might be something completely different. But I think that's where the fun comes because you don't know what it is until you try it. But even when it's written down on paper, if this is a plan that you're really passionate about, it's important that you actually try to strive for it. Especially this new year, you've got to. Because there's one thing I know for certain. If God's giving you a plan, if He's giving you an idea and you don't act on it, and you leave it to the back of your mind, and you don't write it down, you don't even ponder on it, God will give that plan to someone else, give that idea to someone else. And next minute you're looking on social media or you're just looking around you, friends, family, someone else has made your idea what you could have done, but you chose not to. Another point I want to raise across is be specific. Be specific in everything you do. To be specific in everything you do, one of the biggest things that you need is to have a level mind. Don't have a level mind and you allow your emotions to get the best of you, it can change your decision. If you have heightened emotions, whether good or bad, it can make you make irrational decisions, and that's not what you want to do, especially when trying to be specific. Even if you have to take a little time out before you sit down and you plan, or you've got to take 10 minutes to just think about different things that can happen when it comes to making an important decision. Do it. Honestly, you will not regret doing it. Because it's one of them things where, I don't know, you'll look at something that happened in the past and you'll be like, I would have done that differently. I would have done it this way. I would have done it that way. But if you give yourself that 10 minutes to just think about it, just to ponder, that is you thinking about the decision or plan that you're trying to make. So honestly, do it because you don't want to be looking back at the end of the year or even just in a couple of months' time and saying, wow, I think if I would have like thought about that differently, I would have made a different decision if I wasn't this emotion. So yeah, just honestly, that is a good one to just a little of an idea for you there. I think that's just a way to make sure that you're on track and you are being specific. I think it's also important that you're specific on who you're spending your time with. Listen, we've gone through 2025 now. You know who you shouldn't be around, and you know who you should be around. So maybe make that choice, maybe make that decision. Because I'm telling you right now, if you stay around the people that are not doing you any good, all you're gonna do is just hold yourself back. Time is your biggest currency, and it's something that you can never get back. And come on now, 2026 cannot be a year of that. Leave that person in 2025. This is a new year for you to work on yourself and actually achieve your goals this year. Not just say you're gonna do it and wait till 2027. This is the year you're gonna do it. And honestly, if you take anything away from this video, it's that this year you don't have a choice to wait till 2027. You don't have a choice to say, all right, I've messed up, I've fumbled, I've backslid. I need to wait till next year. No. Even if you backslide, just carry on going. Linking onto time, remove distractions. So sometimes it doesn't even have to be people that you need to remove. Sometimes it needs to be things, bad habits, social media, clothes that you've just hoarding, or things that you just hoard in your house. Remove them because again, if they are not benefiting you, if they are causing you to be stagnant, there's no point of having that in your life. You need to get rid of it. I think social media is a big one, and I know myself this year that is something I'm gonna make sure that I cut out. I'm gonna upload, I'm gonna make my videos, but I'm not gonna try and doom scroll. I don't want to doom scroll because just think about how much time you would have if you was using that time doom scrolling to actually do something productive that would help you reach your goals. So whenever you're doom scrolling, just think of that. Just have that thought in the back of your mind that I'm actually wasting my time here. Because doom scrolling, honestly, it's just constant pleasure. You're just thinking, what's next? What's next? When you really stop doom scrolling, have you gained anything from that? A lot of the time, 9 times out of 10, you probably haven't. Another thing, stop being a perfectionist. This is one thing that I'm telling you, you have to cut out. You have to cut it out. I'm telling you for a fact. I was a perfectionist. Like, even this video I'm recording right now, back in the day, if it wasn't right, if it wasn't to the best of my ability, I wouldn't upload it. I would not upload it. But now, there's no choice. 2026, you're gonna make some crap videos. You're gonna make videos that are not hitting. This video might not even be good. It might not make it. But at least I uploaded it. At least I started somewhere. I'd rather look back and be like, wow, I actually made videos this year than look back and say, I should have made videos this year. I should have uploaded this year. But because I was a perfectionist, I didn't. Because I'm telling you now, if you need to be a perfectionist this year to finally start that business, to finally be consistent in the gym, to finally make that video, I'm telling you, it's not going to last for long. These couple of months, it's gonna fail. Being a perfectionist can honestly destroy so many dreams. It's actually sad when you think about it. Looking back now, I wish I was doing what I'm doing now. You can do it this year. You can. Don't make being a perfectionist stop you this year. Not being a perfectionist also comes with its own downfalls. I know we don't want to speak it into existence, but it's inevitable that you might fumble, you might backslide, you might fall short. So it's important that you make a recovery plan because it's inevitable that you might have a cheat meal. It's inevitable that you might miss the gym one day. It's inevitable that you might miss an upload. But don't make that stop you. Don't make that throw you off your plan. You need to honestly get back up. And this is where you make a recovery plan. So when I say recovery plan, what do I mean? Don't be too hard on yourself. Get back up and start from where you fell. It's honestly better to get back up than to stay on the floor. In the Bible, in Proverbs 24, verses 16 to 8, it says, for a righteous man falls 7 times and rises again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity. Don't make falling stop you on your journey. Because I'm going to say to you right now, if that's what you're going to do, then this year is already a wrap for you. I think another thing to make sure that is in your recovery plan is the steps from before. Make sure that your goals are written down and they're plain, they're easy to follow. Because when you fall, you'll be able to find your feet again. You're able to find where you fell and why you fell. Again, heightened emotions can cause you to fall as well. So make sure, even in them times of heightened emotions, you try and calm yourself down as quick as possible. I know it can be hard because life be lifing sometimes. But locate them triggers, locate what's caused you to fall. And even if you have to cut them things off, limit yourself. If that's what's causing you to do it, limit yourself. Don't put yourself in a situation or an area that's gonna cause you to stumble or to fall. And another thing I just want to add on, journaling. It shows your track of progress. It shows what you've been doing. Journaling can honestly help you so much, and it can help you get up faster than if you didn't have one. To get back on your grind, to get back on your vision to what you need to achieve. The one thing that can be hard, and probably one of the causes that causes people to stumble, is lust. Honestly, don't even try and fight lust. Don't even try and entertain it, guys and girls. Run away. Yo, honestly, just run away. Even the Bible, it says to just run away. So don't even give it time. Don't even ponder on the idea, because that idea can honestly grow and become something that it wasn't supposed to be. An act, an action. It can cause you to fall. So don't even entertain it. Just run the other way. And yeah, lust is a big dream killer in this generation. And even if you have to, run to the Lord, run to God, and honestly speak to Him on your situation, and He'll help you. That is something I need to make a video on. So if you want to see that, just leave a comment down below. The last thing I want to leave with you guys is be rooted. What do I mean by being rooted? So, for something to be rooted, it's important that the laying ground is picked carefully. As many of you may know, and through this video, I've mentioned God multiple times. Me and God on this channel go hand in hand. I know for me especially, I've got to make sure that my roots are planted in God. Because if they're not, my whole tree my whole structure is just gonna come crumbling down. I've got to make sure that every single brick I place, brick by brick, is laid on a solid foundation. In the Bible, we've used the Bible a lot today, and if you like it, make sure to like the video down below so I know to keep doing these type of videos. But in the Bible, in the parable of the sower, it says in Matthew chapter 13, verses 3 to 9, then he spoke many things to them in parables, saying, behold, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. Some fell on stony places, where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up because they had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang and choked them. But others fell on good ground and yielded a crop, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears to hear, let him. So just from that, you have to have a solid foundation. If you don't have a solid foundation, it all comes crumbling down. It don't matter how many plans you've got, it don't matter how many things you've written down, you need to make sure that it's all built on a solid foundation. For me, like I said, that foundation is God. I've got to make sure that when I'm planning, I'm going to God. I'm speaking to God first. And I'm asking him, should I carry on doing this? Should I remove that goal that's not doing anything? Should I keep doing that goal that's a bit hard? That's a bit tricky. Having a foundation links to all of these points in the video. But this last one, you have to make sure that you are rooted in that foundation. You've got to make sure that you are actually passionate about all these things that you're trying to do. Not because it's going to get you all this type of money, not because it's going to make you all these different types of income, but how is it actually going to benefit you? How is it going to make you better? Is it going to allow you to grow as a person? And that's where it is. That's where having a solid foundation comes from. Growth. You have to make sure that everything you are doing this year is going to allow you to grow. If it's going to cut you short, if it's going to make you backslide, in all of these things that you're trying to do, then maybe that's not the right thing for you to do. You need to make sure that you're growing, and that is good growth. To say that you know what, I actually benefited this year. Because at the end of the year, you want to make sure that you can look back and say, wow, I actually grew so much. But it all comes down to the foundation that you have. So if you like this video and you want to see more, please like the video, subscribe, and leave some comments, because I've got some more ideas I want to come up with, and I want to keep up with it. I want to be consistent, because last year I wasn't that consistent. I'm not gonna lie, but this year I wanna be more consistent. So yeah, if you've got any ideas of topics or videos that you want me to make sure to leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.